All right, what is going on? Today is 30th, right? So Tuesday, 30th of Jan, coming up to the end of the month. Um, so things are gonna start getting a bit tricky here in the markets, right? We got job openings here on the USD. We've of course got the interest rates. We're gonna have NFP coming up, of course, this week. So unemployment as well. So interesting times, right? Tricky week in the markets across the board, really, but we can navigate this and with experience dip in and out right around those news events. Personally, I don't really like to trade those news events or be in the market during those news events, but I do like to see how price reacts around those times. So yeah, looking at gold. Firstly, if we just go to the daily, actually, you know what? Let's take a look at the weekly, um, and clear to see right what is happening in the markets. Interesting with this point right here, this rejection. If to see if we're going to continue here. Of course, we do have the new monthly candle approaching, which could mean short-term pullbacks before we continue bearish. But yeah, we would have to see this point in the market here taken out at some point before, obviously if price is going to continue. That could happen with all of this news coming this week. If we take a look at that news folder from the weekly perspective, we can see that we literally have all of this news during this week, right? So it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. But yeah, previous week, we have previous weekly candle here bearish, right? And we've spiked up at market open this week, and we haven't quite taken it out. So we've got previous weekly highs up in here. We haven't spiked out of those previous weekly highs as of yet. So we'll see if price is just making a top wick. And we do see that this previous weekly candle is also an inside bar. So we haven't broke previous weekly high structure, and we haven't broke previous weekly low structure. But like I said, I'm guessing with this news this week that we're going to see a significant move, and we're going to see a break of either one of these previous weekly lows. And the daily, daily yesterday's candle, as we can see, right? No bottom wick here, spiked up straight away at market open. And now we have rejected. This is levels from the lower time frames that I have on the chart right here. We'll take a look at those in a second. But yeah, very interesting. Just looking at the price action, the trend. Price has come down obviously into these levels over here and retested as support. And so we could potentially seeing a short term, especially during this new monthly candle open. We could see these levels retested in here before we see further downside, but we will see. Down onto the 8. We have more clear resistance up in this level. And if we just mark out some structure points real quick, we can see we have the structure point to the left, this lower high up here, and we have a lower structure point down here. We just mark out here 10 bars. We can see we have a lower high, a lower low. Let's see what we have another level right here. So coming up, we could potentially have within the next 8-hour candle, we could have a potential higher low right here. Yeah, no other lower highs created at the moment, but we do have this strong resistance. So looking at it from a structure point of view, still very clearly bearish. This lower high structure point, this higher low structure point hasn't been validated yet. That should be coming within the next couple of 8-hour candle closes, but for the moment, price is within this range. And we'll go down to the 2 hour quickly before we take a look at yesterday's trade. So what I'm looking at here on the 2 hour is for price to break up above this level, potentially for some short-term buys, potentially with the new monthly candle coming. Like I said, we could see this this upside right here with a new monthly candle high being formed before we come back to the downside. We will have to wait and see, but you can see very clearly these levels in the market holding up nicely. Might just extend this out down into here to capture some of these lows and highs. But yeah, until, from a higher perspective, until this level has been taken, I would suggest we are still very much, you know, within this bearish structure. So on the 2 hour, potential range to the upside here, you know, 200 or so pips, and price will still respect this downtrend structure and could continue bearish from there, right? So we could see some further upside, see a bit more of a pullback before price continues bearish, capture some of the volume that was seen in here during this move to the downside, before we continue. And at the moment, current structure point on the 2 hour time frame is potential lows below these lower lows right here, or this higher low, sorry, in this level right here. So we've got this level of structure where price could pop below, and we could see further downside below here. But as of right now, yeah, we're just waiting. Obviously, news, price could consolidate. We could see low volume during this time until we see some of that news drop. So it is what it is. We will have to wait and see. But moving to yesterday, yesterday's trade, and if you look at the charts here, you can see that I have these sections. You can see this red section right here, and then you can see this blank section. This blank section is my trading window, right? And I've set this up through the sessions indicator, and basically this tells me my trading window. So I trade from here to here, and I don't trade beyond that. And obviously here to here, right? This is from Asian session. So this is a little bit before, this will be Asian session right here. This is pre-London to New York open, and then New York through to Asian session, right? So I don't trade New York or Asian, just pre-London through London to New York open. That's just what I prefer. It suits my lifestyle at the moment, and I feel I'm more consistent trading when I have a trading window where I can set a specific amount of time to focus and look at the charts and not be sitting there all day looking at it. I just have this trading window, focus, do my thing, and then leave the charts. So this is just like a 2 hour, what is this? No, 4 hours. So from 17. What's this? Like a, yeah, like a 7 hour window. So yeah, obviously I'm not sitting at the charts watching this the whole time. I set my alerts, I set my levels for the day, and yeah, we go about the business. All right. So yesterday's trade was this move up right here. And of course, these structure points, everything that I'm looking at during these specific sessions is all showed and taught in the academy. So basically I was looking at this level right here, this structure point right here, and basically throughout Asian session you can see price is slowly stepping to the upside, creating nice structure points, breaking them, creating a solid uptrend structure. If we see right here, right, creating those levels of structure. Have another one here, and you can see I'm counting 10 bars each side. This is something that is also taught in the academy. If you wanted to learn this, this is how I find my structure points. to trade off here on gold on the 5 minute. So, right, we can see that from the structure points that the market was forming, price was stepping up, creating an uptrend, and then price came into my trading session, right, my trading window. So as you can see, this is in red. You can see this red section highlighted. This is when I don't trade. This is when I do trade. And so we have a structure point formed. My trading window starts, price pops above. We have a nice breakout here on the 5 minute, right? I entered the market over here somewhere, a few pips above that candle. Stops below that previous 5 minute candle, the breakout candle. 12 pip stops, targeting a 1 to 3 right there. So this was the trade yesterday. Pretty simple. Pretty straightforward, right? We're just looking at structure points, we're looking at trend, price action, and then we're looking for a breakout candle. And you see price then came up and tapped into this resistance formed over here from the 25th of Jan, this nice spike up. You can see the volume in the market here, right? Look where price taps, and then look at this drop. Look at the volume coming into the market here, right? All the way down. A nice move of almost 250 pip move right there, right? And you can see price captured some of that volume once tapping back in, and we see this is when this drop happens. But overall, yeah, pretty decent. Price did continue in that uptrend format. If we just count bars again, we can see that this was a clear low structure point that was formed, and then price continued bullish, right? Breaking back above this one, new structure point formed, right? Price then broke above this structure point and continued in that uptrend format to the upside. We can see another breakout right here, and price then drove for another 61, 62 pips. All right, so mapping it out step by step, taking each one as they come, keeping it simple, understanding the movements, the times when price does move, having your trading plan, being disciplined, understanding what it is that you're looking for and executing on that, being confident, being strong mentally, physically. It's all part of the game. All right. So yeah, that was gold yesterday. GJ, not too much happened in here on GJ. You can see that we are currently in a consolidation phase, but we will, it will break out of this at some point. We have a structure low point here that I'm pretty sure did get broken to the downside, which could then see some retracement. So we could be looking at a retracement up into these levels here on GJ, right? Within the near future before price does continue down. Let me double check that that level did get broken. Indeed it did. So yeah, that bullish structure has been taken out here on GJ. And yeah, let's see what happens, right? If we just take this and we just draw that out to the right, we can see this structure point is where price is holding up at the moment. So my idea is that we're going to see this level tapped, and then we're going to continue bearish, especially with the new monthly candle opening up as well. We could see that monthly high wick being formed before we flip back bearish again. News here on pound coming this week, 1st of Feb. Bank of England interest rate decision. So some more high impact news here for the pound. So this could be more of a watch party this week on pound, yen, and gold. But we're gonna see what happens, right? We're gonna stay sharp. I'm gonna react when the markets react. So yeah, that is currently where I'm at. And it's not, in these kind of market conditions, there's not much you can do. This is where people end up losing money. And And you can't trade every single day. You can't you can't expect for a setup every single day. It's just not realistic. It's not how the markets work. You have to pick and choose your days when you want to be active in the market based on the activity in the market, right? When the market's active, you need to be active. When the market isn't active, you don't need to be active, right? So patience is key. And that is pretty much it. Gold and GJ. That is basically what I'm looking at. Let me just put GJ over here on this screen. And we'll keep gold front and center. So yeah, currently, if we take a look, very clear to see, right? We've made new lows down in here, right? We have a new low structure point. This is a major structure point. As you can see, 100 bars to the left, 100 bars to the right. There is no candles, right? So this is now a major structure point in here that we could see price on gold gravitate towards. In the grand scheme of things, creating a higher low, right? We have another one over here. We have a high, but breaking it down more precisely, right? We have obviously this right here. We have this structure point. We have this structure point, and let's get an idea of what gold is currently doing, right? Let's see right here is this one. That is not one, right? So we have a high or a lower high, a high structure point right here. We have another one, obviously right here, and this will take some time to see this, but I can see this in the market straight away now. But if you're learning this, it's going to take some time to be counting your candles and understand what structure points are. But once you get it, you're not going to be able to unsee it. All right, so we're building a picture right here, right? We're painting a picture here on gold of what is currently happening. If we take a look, we've spiked out to the upside in here, right? We spiked out. You can see we have this structure point, this lower high, spikes out, sell off to the downside, right? But overall, you can see clearly, right? We're stepping to the upside. We got highs, lows, high highs, higher lows. Now we've broke back to the upside. We've spiked out of this lower high, grabbed some volume, some liquidity, and we have came and tested back down in these lows, right? Beautiful, 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 beautiful. So, gold from this point could potentially move up again. So we'll see what happens here during how long we got left here. So got a few more hours until my trading window starts, but we can see some structure being formed. But I am looking at these two levels for price to tap into again. So we've got delete this. So we have, let's have a look, 2037,610, right? This could be one target here on gold. And we have 2020,610 as well, right? So it's interesting, right? Take a look at the price here on the right hand side, 2037,610. Now take a look at this one, 2020,610, right? So we've got the 610, 610 lining up for these two highs right here. Interesting. You see how it all starts to gel, right? It all starts to make sense. It's all intertwined, all right? price, movements, structure, numbers, levels. It's all intertwined. So you know, take your time, do your research, do your back testing, study the charts. It's not easy. It doesn't come overnight. But eventually you will start to build the roadmaps here on gold, and you'll be able to start seeing what is happening, right, with price. And yeah, that pretty much is it so far. Let me see. Yep. All right. That's it. Let's see what happens.